Hi folks, I'm glad you're here. Thank you for joining me. I'm Mary with MaryGreeley News. Many of you know that if you control the food, you control people. Many of you will remember the article I posted where egg producers, the distributors of 3 major egg packing plants, were found guilty of colluding for price fixing. Well, what's going on now with chicken? A small group of Missouri and Arkansas poultry farmers are suing Tyson Foods for closing a broiler operation in Dexter, Missouri that left farmers with debts on their chicken raising facilities, but no contracts to continue raising chickens for Tyson. Tyson shut down its hatchery and broiler operations in Dexter starting in October of last year. The suit filed in Sodark County, Missouri in late December is against Tyson Foods, its chicken and sales division, and a pair of managers at the Dexter facility. The farmers who produced eggs for Tyson's hatchery in the area alleged Tyson officials had known the company would close the facilities, but the farmers still made investments and incurred more debts without knowing about Tyson's plans. The lawsuit alleges Tyson and its local managers did not disclose the possibility of closing the Dexter facility and also actively concealing plans to close the processing plant. Generations of farmers have raised chickens for Tyson, said Russell Oliver, an attorney for the farmers, in a statement to DTN. Tyson strong-armed these farmers into taking on debt, and now the farmers are being strong-armed into taking the terrible deals. This is wrong, and we're not standing for it. That is why we filed this lawsuit. The farmers claim Tyson Company's decision to put the farmers further in debt and left their farms with little to no value. The farmers allege Tyson's actions amount to fraud. Under Tyson's vertically integrated system, the farmers own and operate farms that take care of the brood hens, producing fertile eggs, under contracts with Tyson that would eventually become broiler chickens. The eggs would then go to the hatchery, and the chickens would go to the broiler operations owned by other farms. The farmers say that Tyson controlled the genetics of the chickens, the amount, timing, and type of pullets being delivered, the schedule of feed and distribution of medical supplies to chickens, as well as the temperature, ventilation, lighting, and other environmental aspects of the chicken houses. Tyson companies control every aspect of how their chickens are treated and raised, although they do not care for the birds themselves, the lawsuit states. The farmers maintain they were not allowed to change the feed, use alternative bedding, or adjust the schedule for lighting the barns or the temperature. Any of those actions would lead to termination of their contracts. Tyson directed the farmers where to purchase supplies and services for their operations. Along with all that, Tyson exerted enormous financial control because the farmers had significant investments in their operations that could only be used for Tyson. The farmers maintained their contracts included them into making expensive investments into their operations to maintain their contracts with Tyson. That led to significant amounts of debt when a single set of chicken houses on one farm could cost millions of dollars. The Tyson companies forced farmers to operate under the pressure of great debt that could only be paid down by farmers continuing to operate for the Tyson companies and bend to the Tyson companies' demands, the lawsuit states. In 2021, a Tyson annual report filed with the Securities and Exchange Commission and a related earnings call pointed to $1 billion in savings that Tyson looked to achieve through a new production program over 2022 and 2023. The farmers state that in their lawsuit, the Tyson companies did not inform them that closing the Dexter plant was part of that saving plan. Instead, the farmers alleged Tyson officials and local plant managers continued to represent that the Dexter complex would remain in operation for years to come. The local Tyson officials named in the lawsuit allegedly demanded growers continue to make costly upgrades to their operations, even when they knew the Tyson planned to close the Dexter facility. One Missouri farmer, who is a plaintiff in the case, stated Tyson required him to spend $200,000 on new nesting boxes just a few months before the Dexter plant closing was announced. If the farmer didn't agree to do that, he risked losing his contracts with Tyson. The farmer stated in their complaint that they would have stopped investing money, time, and labor to trying to meet Tyson's demands if they had known earlier about the plant closure. One Clay County, Arkansas farmer had only been contracting with Tyson since January of 2022. He has 4 barns on 2 egg production farms and spent $2.6 million to build the chicken houses in late 2021. Under his contract, the farmer was already facing years to recoup his investment before Tyson chose to close the Dexter operation. The lawsuit was filed in Missouri State Court seeking the damages for fraudulent misrepresentation and neglect representation, civil conspiracy, as well as unjust enrichment and tortious interference with contracts. Oliver said the farmers have millions of dollars in debt because of the Tyson closure. He said his clients have been offered a contract to sell eggs to egg processor Cal-Maine for roughly half of the contract price farmers were getting from Tyson for a dozen eggs. Cal-Maine also requires the farmers to release Tyson from any liability before Cal-Maine would sign a contract with them. Sounds like they're in cahoots, don't it? You really have to ask, why would Cal-Maine insist on farmers releasing claims against Tyson? Oliver stated. In the past, similar lawsuits against poultry processors and meat packers would be filed in federal court, but those cases would often fail because the farmers failed to demonstrate harm to competition. Under the Packers and Stockyard Act on December 18th, USDA sent a proposed rule to the White House Office of Management and Budget seeking to amend the rule for unfair practices, undue performances, and harm to competition. The lawsuit also comes as the USDA is implementing a new final rule on transparency in broiler contracts. The rule, which goes into effect February 12th of this year, would require poultry processors to provide producers with more disclosure on contracts and pricing for broiler producers. Members of the Senate and Congressional Chicken Caucus in December sent letters to the USDA calling for a 180-day extension of the rule, arguing it will force poultry companies to amend nearly every contract they have with producers over the next few months. Yep, control the food, you control the people. They just want this country to go into debt. They want to save all that money to do what? Build more bunkers? They want to cut back and save on $1 billion. That means $1 billion more in profits. What are they going to do with that money? So what are your thoughts? Put your comments down below. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I'll talk to you later. God bless you all. Bye.